Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RSR Video Email Bag Show. Now here's the man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing, your host, Bad Brad Berkowitz. Forget about it.
You came along and everything started into hum. Still, it's a real good bet. The best is yet to come.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Now, before I get into the business stuff, let me just give a plug out. This is my t-shirt from JR's Junior's Guns and More in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, located at 320 West Kenosha Street. And you see me shoot the video of the week, which we just shot one. Little Larry Jr. there has a special, so go to JR's Junior's Guns and More Facebook page and check them out. I'm wearing my shirt here. All right, you owe me 25 fazools for that plug there, Larry Jr. All right, folks, let's get into your business that you need to know about the show. So let's go. Here we go. So first of all, I want to welcome all of my new subscribers to the RSR Video Email Bag Show. We picked up about 15 this week so far. The last show did really well. Thank you for the great feedback. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you to the people that did a shout out to their buddies to subscribe and so on and so on. Now remember, we have a contest going on, and when we hit the 850th subscriber, we're going to pick one random winner from the United States or overseas to win this great book, which is The Fighting Frenchman, Minnesota's boxing legend Scott Ledoux. And all you have to do is hit that button in the top right-hand corner and subscribe. And you may win this great book, and we'll get it in the mail to you. Now, if you want to be on my next show, send your questions into Ringside Report 2014 at gmail.com. Again, that's Ringside Report 2014 at gmail.com. If you want to leave a comment, leave them below. As I always say, to get respect, you must show respect. Very simple. You can disagree with me 100%. I'm cool with that. Just show some respect and you'll get it back. Now, check us out on Facebook, Ringside Report Forum, over 25,400 plus members strong. Check us out at ringsidereport.com, which is my business since 2004. And finally, the entertainment side of the house, Newsbreaker, that's with a Z, newsbreaker.com. All right, which we've been around since 2011. Finally, Twitter. Follow us at Newsbreaker, again with Z, Papa Romeo, PR, on Twitter. So, without further ado, forget about it. Let's get into your great questions tonight. First up is, Bad Brad, let me get this off my chest from the break. What you said in your last show about Riddick Bowe was gospel, brother. I've been saying the exact same thing you have, and hearing you say it validates my thoughts totally. With you being an old school guy, I wanted to get your take on why we can remember all the contenders as well as the many champions from the 70s and 80s over the last 2 decades, or several decades. He's put 2, but that's more than 2 decades. They are not so easy to remember. I can't put my finger on it. Joe G from Yorktown Heights, New York. Yorktown Heights, New York. Interesting. Okay, well, first of all, welcome to the show, Joe G. I'm going to tell you why. Very simple. In the 70s and 80s, when we had boxing on regular TV, ABC, CBS, and NBC, they had those great backstories. Forget about it. You saw the guys running in their neighborhood. You saw them with their families. You saw all kinds of stuff. And whether it was Matthew Saad Muhammad or Aaron Pryor, Dwight Braxton, James Scott, so on and so on and so on. Sugar Ray when he was first starting out, Wilfred Benitez. All those great backstories. That's why we knew the contenders and we knew the champions, because we felt like their story resonated with us and could have been our story. We might have faced the same things in life. So that's why, pal, you don't see that much anymore. Okay? So that's why. Next up, Bad Brad. That was a pretty bold statement on both sides on your last show about the Brook versus Spence Jr. fight. I think the statement on what does it say? Statement on on you giving Brooke a boxing lesson over Spence. He didn't write this right. A boxing lesson over Spence Jr. is probably more likely to happen than your pick of Spence Jr. stopping Brooke within 8 rounds. I will say this though. Let's just have a great fight and not like that dub between GGG and Jacobs last month. What a disappointment. I have not been let down that much since Mayweather Jr. versus Pacquiao. Eugene T. from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Well, Eugene T., you made some good points. You actually didn't have a question in there, pal, but good points. And yeah, that's what I said, a boxing lesson by Brooke or Spence Jr. in 8. But I want to agree with you, pal. Let's hope for a good fight. All right, on that note, we're going to take a short commercial break. Hey, folks, this is Bad Brad Berkowitz, the host of the RSR Video Email Bag Show. Forget about it. And I want to talk to you about an exciting opportunity to advertise or sponsor on my show. If you're interested, send serious business inquiries to Ringside Report 2014 at gmail.com. Again, that's Ringside Report 2014 at gmail.com. Forget about it.
Excuse me?
What?
Aren't we supposed to be doing a shoot for your book ad?
Yeah, but I'm reading right now. I'm reading an interview in my book with James Quick Tillis. And I tell you what, I didn't realize I did a heck of an interview.
And
I guess we do need to do this book ad.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, here's the book. Boxing Interviews of a Lifetime by the man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing. Me. Forget about it. All right, there it is on the back. Okay, and on the front. Now, how do you order this book? You go to authorhouse.com and you'll pick it up wholesale. You'll save a few fazools. Forget about it. But if you want to go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble, you can do that too. You're just going to pay retail that way. Now, for all the folks that ask me, yes, I will take this book here if you mail it to me and cover postage and handling to Tulsa and to wherever you live in the world. I will personally autograph your book. Again, Boxing Interviews of a Lifetime by the man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing. Forget about it. Bad Bread out. All right, folks, we're now back. And if you're living under a rock and you went to the moon and you decided to move to Muskogee or Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and you forgot who the hell I am, I'm the man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing. Bad Brad Berkowitz. Forget about it. And this is another RSR Video Email Bag Show where I take your questions. I never cherry pick like Floyd Make It Rain Mayweather does, Jr. that is. All right. Now, make sure you hit that button in the top right-hand corner. Subscribe, because we're getting closer and closer to 850, and we'll give away that great book. Now, let's get into the remainder of your questions tonight. Next up, excuse me, Bad Brad. I just subscribed to the Ringside Report Web TV channel, and I want the book by Scott Ledoux you're giving away to go on my boxing bookshelf when you have the drawing at 850 subscribers. Well, good luck with that, pal. I said random. I wanted to get your pick for Berto versus Porter. Jason G. from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I just left Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And again, I was at Junior's Guns and More in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, located at 320 West Kenosha Street in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, where he has the best prices. What a shameless plug. Forget about it. All right, you want to know about Porter versus Berto. Very simple. Forget about it. I'm going to go like this. Porter by decision. That's how I see the fight going. I don't see Berto doing much in the fight. I don't see him knocking Porter out. I'm going to say 116, 112, maybe even 117, 111 Porter. Okay, 116, 112 is 8-4 in rounds. We'll see what happens. Just let's hope for a good fight. Next up, last question of the night. Bad Brad. The moon is yellow and you're one sexy fellow. Oh, my God. I know who this is before I even go any further. All right, my blue Jew, Janice. I know this is you, darling. I hope the rest of it is good and clean. Don't run. You know it's your favorite blue Jew, Janice. I just said that, Janice. Dad sends his regards and loved the last show when he talked about Riddick Bowe, who he always liked but also felt let down. He was let down with his let us down with his non-training ways. Dad said ask you about Fernando Vargas and what he is up to today. Hugs and kisses, Janet from the Bronx. All right, my sugar and my blue Jew, and best to your father. I'm always glad to hear he's doing well. All right, Fernando Vargas. Damn good fighter, always exciting. Had a great fight with Oscar De La Hoya, was beating him for a while. Did some good stuff with Trinidad, but Trinidad kind of ruined him. But he did, I believe he dropped Trinidad in that fight. Looked good, and then he eventually got stopped by Trinidad, which is no disgrace. Looked good against De La Hoya, but then was knocked out, devastating knockout in a fight that, if I recall, I think Vargas was winning. And if he was, it was very competitive up to that point. Vargas finally retired. I think his last fight, I want to say he got knocked out in a rematch with Shane Mosley. I could be wrong on his last fight, but that was one of his last fights. And, last time I talked to Fernando, which was years ago, he had a clothing line. I think he got into boxing promoting, Janice. So tell your dad that. I see him at the fights. He got real heavy in weight, almost like a heavyweight, but then he lost a lot of weight too. So I don't know what he's walking around at today. But he's still around boxing. I see him not so much working the corners, but I see him in the corner when the fight is over, part of the entourage of some of the fighters. So hopefully he's doing well. I haven't heard anything bad about him. So I actually interviewed him in my book, Boxing Interviews of a Lifetime. It was a good interview. He was very cool. And I wouldn't mind hearing from Fernando. So if you're watching this show, Fernando, give me a call. Cell phone number has not changed since 2003, pal. All right, folks. On that note, that's another RSR video email bag show in the can, as we always say. And as Frank Sinatra sang so eloquently, so long ago, the best is yet to come. Bad Brad out.